Our guest today is the Chief Information Officer and Commissioner of the Department of Innovation and Technology. Her job is to improve how residents interact with government by creating more responsive and accessible digital services. She earned her Master of Library and Information Science degree from the University of Maryland, College Park, and her Bachelor of Arts from the University of Illinois, Urbana-Champaign. And her husband was scheduled to be here, but I wanted to hear this tonight when they watch this on their live stream or when they link it. Robert, but he got called away. And also, we want to say hi, everybody can say wave, to her daughter Mabel, who is now at preschool. Ladies and gentlemen, Danielle DuMerer. Danielle?
So thank you, Jay, for the introduction, and thank you to the City Club for the invitation to be here with you today. Unfortunately, my husband and daughter aren't here, but when I told Mabel, my 5-year-old, that about today's event, she said, "You're going to get up and sing?" I said, no, sweetie, no one wants that. She said, "Well, what are you going to do?" I'm going to talk. Talk, she said. "That's boring. You should sing. You should really sing." I'm going to tell you, I'm going to save you all from that. I will not be singing today. I'd like to thank all of you for coming today. I'd also, it really is truly an honor to be here addressing all of you at City Club. I'd like to also thank Mayor Emanuel and really his commitment to investing in programs and infrastructure to make Chicago a hub for technology innovation, and for which we are seeing recognition from in lots of lists, including KPMG. From the time Mayor Emanuel took office, he promoted leveraging data and technology to streamline and improve city operations, to promote government's ability to be proactive instead of reactive, and to achieve improved outcomes for the residents and communities that we serve. He set a strong vision in the city's first ever technology plan to build a responsive city where technology fuels inclusion, engagement, innovation, and opportunity for everyone. Many have contributed to realizing this vision, including all of you who are with us today. You all know that technology can help enable positive change. You come from city departments and agencies, community organizations, foundations, universities, and businesses, and you've all played a critical role in supporting the mayor's vision, growing our tech sector, and improving digital services for Chicago residents. I'd like to thank all of you for that. I'm also humbled to be part of this group. When I started as a project manager at the city's Department of Innovation and Technology more than 10 years ago, I didn't anticipate the direction that would take me. But when Mayor Emanuel took office, he appointed the first municipal chief data officer, Brett Goldstein. And I was thankful to be able to work closely with him and to help build an internationally recognized data program, and for his mentorship in my career. It's also an honor to be able to work with many city departments, like the Chicago Public Library and nonprofit organizations like the Local Initiative Support Corporation Chicago and its network of community-based organizations. They leverage technology to help achieve community quality of life goals and to promote digital inclusion. During the mayor's first term, I was fortunate to work with folks like Kyla Williams and Susanna Vasquez and Dan O'Neill and others in this room to invest more than $21 million in our neighborhood to expand internet access and build digital skills amongst our communities. It was also an honor to become the city's CTO and first deputy commissioner of the Department of Innovation and Technology in 2015, working closely with our former CIO, Brenna Berman, and getting to really run the operations of Do It. So it's an honor to now lead that department as the city's central IT agency I am supported by an amazing team of about 100 staff, some of whom are with us today, and I'd like to recognize and thank this amazing and dedicated team who make sure that our technology infrastructure and systems just work, who support the efforts of other city departments as they deliver services in our streets, our health centers, our libraries. These individuals help to improve the way the city delivers its services through innovative thought and their dedication to Chicago. So I'd like to recognize Carlton Nolan, our CTO and First Deputy Commissioner. Derek Brownlee, our Managing Deputy CIO, who oversees our city's enterprise applications. Stacy Mansker-Young, who leads our Planning, Policy, and Management Division. Doug Hurtlebrink, who leads Software Development. Jason Kunish, our Design Director. Rod Warren, who oversees our IT infrastructure. Bruce Coffing, our Chief Information Security Officer. Thank him, all of you, thank him before you leave here today for the work that he is doing. And finally, Yolanda Gardner, our Director of Finance and Administration. For their efforts, this team has been recognized by the Chicago chapters of the Society for Information Management and the Association of Information Technology Professionals with a Most Effective IT Award for a large company. I'd like to also take a moment to recognize the efforts of our colleagues across the city who during last week's severe weather really demonstrated why Chicago is the city that works. And I'd like everyone to give our colleagues a round of applause for all of the work that we did. We've got Ruben here from the Office of Emergency Management and Communications, who really led the coordination of a lot of those efforts. Really impressed, continually impressed by all the works of our colleagues. So how do we approach the work that we do in the Department of Innovation and Technology? So to truly make Chicago a responsive city, Chicago began by wrapping our arms around our data. First, by making it accessible to the public, by publishing it openly. Second, by making it accessible to our staff, by breaking down silos between systems and bringing together data in new ways. And third, by employing analytical methods to get ahead of problems and operate more efficiently. Thanks to Mayor Emanuel's commitment, Chicago is a leader in open data. We publish more than 600 data sets, many of which are automatically updated from the city's key systems on a daily or more frequent basis. This information facilitates relationships with universities and researchers, developers, journalists, and community-based organizations. Our data portal receives around 80,000 visits per month and serves 4 purposes: economic development. As we noted, the portal is used by our civic developer community who volunteer their time often to create helpful applications that connect our residents to this information. Academic research, which is critical for studies on Chicago's urban environment. Transparency, which provides greater access to information for our residents and is near and dear to my heart as a former librarian and archivist. Accountability, providing residents the ability to improve their knowledge of city services. Thanks to these efforts and DeWitt's leadership, it's now commonplace in Chicago to see data cited in news articles and research locally and beyond. And to improve how we provide what is now a critical online service, we recently redesigned that data portal to make it mobile friendly and to help residents better navigate city information and use it in their everyday life. My department's advanced analytics team is also leveraging data to build models that help city departments optimize their resources and improve outcomes, including improving public health and other quality of life issues in Chicago. I'd like to highlight one of our most recent efforts here. So last year, our team launched an application programming interface that's available to Chicago area hospitals and health networks. This is an online data service that, when queried by a health record system, will return an estimate of the likelihood that a child may be exposed to lead-based paint hazards. Health network providers can provide information on the patient's demographics and history, and the LeadSafe API will provide an estimate of the risk of elevated unsafe blood levels for those children who are under 4 years old. The API uses a predictive model developed by the University of Chicago Center for Data Science and Policy, and that uses historical blood level testing conducted by the state of Illinois. So this is an unprecedented type of cross-sector partnership that really aims to solve a public policy and a public health issue. And this project was made possible by a grant from the Robert Wood Johnson Foundation. My department, in partnership with the Chicago Department of Public Health, and I know Commissioner Morita recently addressed the City Club, our teams received a Smart 50 award this year, as well as the Milmeg Memorial Fund and Academy Health State and Local Innovation Award for this project. Both of these awards recognize the city for its ability to leverage data and to improve health outcomes in our communities through this cross-sector partnership. I'd like to also thank our data team, including Jean Lyons and Nick Lucius, who lead much of these efforts, and they bring a passion to using data to promote social good. I'd like to also acknowledge our partners in much of this work, including the Departments of Public Health, our Departments of Family and Support Services, and our Departments of Transportation. All of the commissioners in these departments understand the power of how we leverage our data to really improve how we deliver services in our community and promote public health throughout Chicago. Chicago's leadership does understand this. We can become more proactive about the maintenance of our infrastructure, the delivery of our services, and people have long acted as sensors indicating where government services are needed. If a street light goes out, a resident may notify 311. If a resident hears shots fired, they may call 911. However, relying on our residents to report issues can result in underreporting in some communities and can also increase time to resolution or response. So we are working, and together with colleagues in the Office of Emergency Management and Communication, the Chicago Police Department, and others, to really change this dynamic, to create a more responsive city where issues are automatically identified and services can be more effectively and equitably delivered. Through data sharing, the deployment of connected technologies, and the use of analytics and machine learning, governments can better understand the performance of our infrastructure, the health and safety of our neighborhoods. And with that knowledge will come the power to respond in ways that we have not been able to in the past. DO-IT is working with the Department of Transportation and the Chicago Infrastructure Trust on the Chicago Smart Lighting Program. This citywide modernization initiative is delivering higher quality, more reliable outdoor lighting, approximately replacing 270,000 high-pressure sodium lamps with energy-efficient LEDs. But in addition to that, we're also deploying a citywide wireless network management solution. And the project is resulting in energy and cost savings, but will also, as a result of the technology that we're deploying in parallel, help us reduce outage and response times and improve public safety. The lighting controllers will collect valuable real-time data about energy usage and performance that we can use to optimize the system and prioritize our future investments. And by integrating that lighting system with our non-emergency management 311 system, we can automatically create requests for service to replace a light. To date, we've converted more than 80,000 lights and deployed the citywide wireless network. This year, we'll be focusing on integrating the lighting management system with the city's new 311 system. Chicago is leveraging sensors and machine learning to better understand other factors that impact livability in our communities. To do this, the Urban Center for Computation and Data, a joint initiative of Argonne National Lab and University of Chicago, partnered with the city to launch the Array of Things. The Array of Things is an urban sensing project funded by the National Science Foundation that is deploying a network of interactive modular sensor boxes across Chicago to collect new real-time data about the city's environment, infrastructure, and activity for research and public use. So it's measuring things like temperature, barometric pressure, light, vibration, carbon monoxide, nitrogen dioxide, surface temperature. It also goes beyond simply installing sensors in the environment by implementing edge computing. With edge computing, new capabilities are being developed to automatically identify issues within the built environment, to understand the activities happening, how many pedestrians are at that intersection, how many bicycles, how many cars, is there standing water? AOT is an open platform where researchers, policymakers, developers, and residents can come together to address community issues like air quality, flooding, or pedestrian safety. To date, we've deployed more than 100 of these nodes across the city and will continue to deploy nodes throughout the year so that all Chicagoans will be within 1 to 2 kilometers of a node. The data is available for public use. So you can go to arrayofthings.org and you can download in bulk files should you want to play with very large CSVs, or you can access this information through application programming interface to see information about the neighborhoods in which we live. We will also continue to solicit input from our communities on the node locations and other uses. For this work, last year, the Array of Things received a Smart 50 award from the Smart Cities Connect. So we must use data in service of our communities and to problem solve with our communities. This is really important. More and more leaders have been talking about empathy, and it's really no wonder with the rise of artificial intelligence that we're seeing widespread adoption of the concepts behind human-centered design, including in government and including here in Chicago. It's really moving to a focus on people, renewed interest in who are we, what do we need, how are we using these tools, how can these tools serve us and serve our communities in the way that we intend them to. So by embracing these concepts and by putting people first and technology second, we focus on the real problems that we're hoping to solve with data and technologies as our tools. So how might we build trust between government and the communities we serve and deliver services more effectively and equitably? Our answer? To invest in the system that supports our interactions with residents and facilitates the delivery of services throughout the city. The system is our 311 system. It is the primary touch point by which all of our residents interact with us. It is how all of our city departments support their work and their services. In 1999, Chicago was one of the first cities in the U.S. to implement a 311 system to make it easier for residents to access city services and to be sure that the 911 call center could handle all of their requests for true emergencies. However, 20 years later, our system was a bit outdated. There were limited ways for residents to track their service requests or to see where requests had been made in their neighborhood. Nor was there a resource that provided comprehensive information on the types of services offered by local departments and agencies. There was a clear need for greater accessibility, accountability, and transparency, a 311 system that could take advantage and does take advantage of new and modern technologies. Thanks to Mayor Emanuel and City Council for recognizing the importance of our 311 non-emergency management system as the heart of our city operations that required this uplift so we could really truly be the city that works. So Do It has been leading the charge in partnership with the Office of Emergency Management and Communications to modernize our 311 system. To build a system that works for our residents, we conducted 11 in-person design workshops and focus groups across diverse neighborhoods in our city. We averaged about 18 participants per session and had about 200 participants in total. These residents told us their vision for 311, and we have been committed to making their vision our vision. You can see here the results of a visioning exercise, although I don't expect you to be able to read it all the way in the back, completed by residents where they addressed a postcard to a loved one in the future describing what 311 city services should be and they wanted it to be. And these are the artifacts that then fed into our vision. And so I'll talk a little bit about some of the things that we heard, since you can't really probably read that all the way in back. First, transparency matters. Residents want to know what's happening with the requests. Pretty straightforward. So we've made it easier to track status. We also tell them how long each service request should take to be completed. When calling 311, residents do not want to wait on hold. So we implemented an interactive voice response system that will call people back if they choose and will divert many of the most commonly asked questions to the right place right off the bat. Residents want to engage the city in words that work for them. So for those of you who are with the city or have worked with the city, you will probably understand what we mean when we say city speak. Residents want to be able to use whatever words they need to in order to get the services that they need. And so that means that we have to stop, put ourselves in their shoes, pretend we don't know anything about this service, and really try to rethink how we communicate across all of the system and the properties. It also means providing support in multiple languages. This is critical that we reach all of the residents in our city. Residents also want choices and options. So our residents in the new system, they can call, they can text, they can tweet, they can submit online and via mobile app. They also want the ability to submit some requests anonymously. So with SHI 311, the new system, even if you sign up for an account, which allows you to track all of your requests in one place, you can choose to submit anonymously. And we know that this is important to our residents, and so we made sure to incorporate that into the system. Residents also want to provide us with feedback, and they want to not only tell us when they're unhappy with a service, but they actually really wanted to be able to tell people and give that they did a good job, that they complimented it. Some of the residents in our focus group said, you know, I know that those graffiti crews are out there and turn those requests around really quickly. I want to be able to send a compliment to them and let them know that I thought they did a good job. They want to be able to compliment the 311 call takers for the time that they took to listen to their problem and help them solve it. And this was really heartening for all of us at the city. So we've provided our residents with ways to communicate both surveys as well as the ability to provide us feedback after they've used the service or after their request has been completed. So we also tested early versions of the new 311 system with residents at libraries and community colleges across the city. And we made refinements to the system based on that feedback. So you'll see here a picture of a session we did at the Little Village Library. We conducted 15 of these prior to launch, and each of these averaged around 23 participants. So we had about 350 residents who helped us test the system and improve it before we launched it to everyone else. The new 311 website at 311.chicago.gov and our first ever mobile app launched this past December. The system allows residents to create new service requests, upload pictures, track the requests and the time it will take to resolve them, see a map of service requests in their community and across the city, provide ongoing feedback, and find helpful articles all about city services via multiple channels. You'll see here that the launch of the new system in December 2011 was just the beginning, and we will continue working with residents, departments, and City Council to improve the system and make the new SHI 311 mobile app Chicago's app by adding other useful features that help residents navigate the city. Residents can follow along or contribute their own ideas on a first-of-its-kind public roadmap. So for our SHI 311 project, we are putting out what are the features that we're working on, what's coming up, what features have people suggested. And if you sign up on this site, you can also vote up those features so that we know how important they are to residents, and that can help us prioritize our development work. Throughout 2018, our teams participated in events to get the word out about the new 311 system and to solicit additional input and feedback. And to drive residents to participate in various ways, we have engaged with nonprofit organizations and community leaders across the city. Our team is even working here at City Club today, so as you're leaving, there is probably some swag out there for you to help you get the word out about the new 311 system. My staff may not be surprised that I'm putting everybody to work as part of this address today. We've also leveraged social media, including Nextdoor and Medium, and in 2019, we'll continue participating in events all across the city to ensure that our residents know about these new tools and can continue to provide us with valuable input to improve them. Our teams will also do more to promote the new system in communities where 311 use has been historically lower so that all voices are heard. So to find out where our team will be next, we encourage you to visit whatsthe311.org. After launch, we held some resident training sessions. And after the launch, and we will continue to conduct these training sessions throughout this year, likely at library locations. And we'll also help to train our librarians and cyber navigators so that they can help residents use these digital tools. We encourage everyone to sign up for SHI 311 accounts so you can track your requests and sign up to receive other information from the city that's relevant to you. But today we're also announcing new partnership with organizations and businesses across the city who have signed up to provide additional benefits to residents who are using the new SHI 311 mobile app. So I'd like to thank all of the partner organizations, and if you go to whatsthe311.org, you can find out more about who's participating in providing discounts and other benefits across the city if you are using the SHI 311 mobile app. So here's a preview of our advertising campaign, which is set to kick off very soon. And I'd like to take this opportunity to thank all of the Chicago residents who gave their time and input to improve this system. And we look forward to continuing to work with our residents on SHI 311 throughout this year. I'd also like to thank all the members of City Council and their staff who have and continue to provide us with valuable input based on their work and the input of their constituents. Thanks also to all of the city leadership and staff who provided valuable input, helped to streamline their business processes as part of this initiative. And I don't know how many people appreciate the massive change that occurred across the city this past December, but this really was a digital transformation for the city of Chicago, as this is the primary system that enables much of our work. And everyone has really embraced this and is continuing to embrace this, and now that it's in place, are starting to get new and better ideas and are listening to the resident input and are continuing to think about ways that they can do better, and it is really heartening and exciting to see that change. I'd also like to thank our partners who have been critical to this initiative. Many of you who are in the room today, and I'd ask you to raise your hands if you're a part of these teams. We've got SLG Innovation, NextGen Inc., Catalyst Consulting Group, Salesforce, Esri, EKI Digital, Burke Design, Infor, AdSystech, Motorola, Connected Bits, Agent 511, the William Everett Group, Accenture, Brown Farmer Media Group, and Urban Prescription Consulting. I'd like to give everyone a big hand because without these partners, this wouldn't have happened. Thanks again to Mayor Emanuel for his vision of a 311 that is built with Chicagoans, for Chicagoans. And last but not least, thanks to our entire Do It team for supporting the rollout of this system. It was really all hands on deck. We had all members of our team going to ward offices, to city offices, helping to make sure that people could use the system as we cut over. Also, people volunteering to go after work to support resident testing sessions. For that, I am incredibly grateful. I'd also like to thank, in particular, some of our 311 core team in the Department of Innovation and Technology, including Derek Brownlee, LaWanda Creighton, Cortez McKinney, Jason Kunish, and Carlton Nolan. For everyone on this very long list, there has been long nights and weekends, and I am proud of everyone's dedication and continued efforts to move Chicago's vision towards a new system that really works for everyone. And I feel like I'm going to start to hear some kind of Oscar music playing soon, so we'll move on. In addition to 311, we have also been focusing on improving our other online services. After relaunching the data portal, we launched a redesigned City of Chicago website to help create a better experience for both residents and visitors to the city. The website is now mobile-friendly, and it's accessible to the majority of our users. So over half of our visits we get at the City of Chicago are from mobile users. And so that means that people with smartphones and tablets can all access the system in an accessible way. The website presents key services and transactions, applying for licenses front and center, and makes these services more accessible. Navigation was streamlined, and city department pages have improved web presences. Their pages are organized to emphasize information about their core services that each provides. We also improved our online employee directory and added an online mechanism for providing the city with feedback on the site so we can continue to gather input to support future improvements. In the past 2 years, we've also partnered very closely with Commissioner Escarino and her team at the Department of Business Affairs and Consumer Protection, one to launch a first-of-its-kind house share registration system, as well as most recently launching Chicago Business Direct, a new and improved platform that combines license and tax needs in one place for businesses. Under Mayor Emanuel's leadership, Chicago also launched Plow Tracker some years ago. This past year, we worked with the Department of Streets and Sanitation to launch Sweeper Tracker, our warmer weather version of Plow Tracker that shows the locations of our street sweepers in real time. So no matter the season, you can be watching. And also this past December, with the launch of the new 311, we transitioned from cityofchicago.org to chicago.gov. And we look forward to continuing to improve chicago.gov in the coming year. In January 2018, we introduced a design office in the Department of Innovation and Technology and a director-level position. I'd like to thank Jason Kunesh, who joined the Do It team and took on developing this function and role initially as a team of one. He has been focusing on helping our teams build technology and processes that are easier for people to use. This year, we will begin to add additional design staff, and we have kicked off design projects with Northwestern and DePaul universities. Last year, we soft-launched the Chicago Design System, which is our guide to producing delightful services and technology applications for employees, residents, businesses, and visitors. And the design system identifies how we develop our digital tools by providing a playbook. It also provides a repository of our colors, our fonts, and styles that we can use so that we can create consistent look and feel and a consistent experience for everyone who comes to visit one of our web properties. In 2019, we'll continue to build out this design system and use this system to develop our digital services. As I highlighted with the 311 system and with the Chicago Design System, it is important that we step back and take stock of how we are addressing various needs across our city, and that includes people of all abilities. So just last week, Chicago became the first city in the world to pilot the Smart City Digital Inclusion Maturity Model, an assessment tool created by the nonprofit organizations G3 ICT and World Enabled with support from both Microsoft and AT&T. The model is a benchmarking tool that helps us ensure that all of the tech that we're developing here is accessible. And being first to pilot this type of tool is in line with Chicago's commitment to accessibility, equity, and support for the disability community. It is a pleasure to work with Commissioner Karen Tamley on these issues, and I have had the pleasure of doing so since I started here in 2008, and look forward to continuing to partner with her on integrating the results of this assessment into our digital roadmap in the future. We can't truly be smart communities if we don't think about everyone. And so it's critical that we make information and technology accessible through key anchor institutions like our libraries. In Chicago, you can check out a laptop and Wi-Fi hotspot. You can prototype and manufacture at our maker labs. Our libraries are important entry points to new technologies for our residents and to learn digital skills necessary to participate in the digital economy. Do It helps the Chicago Public Library make over 3,000 public computers available for resident use across its 81 branches. And over the last couple of years, the city has invested in refreshing this important community resource. In 2018, we replaced approximately 750 public computers and will replace another 1,200 in 2019. And in 2019, we will also be improving public Wi-Fi access at city facilities. I'd like to thank Rod Warren and his team for their dedication to making this important resource available at all of these locations. Investing in technology education is critical to our residents. It's important that all of our residents have the skills that they need to participate in our new economy. and in the workforce as it develops. And the only way we're going to develop an inclusive technology workforce that represents the diversity of our city is to incorporate technology education from K-12 and throughout. And so DoIT is really pleased to have been selected as a partner with Infinity Math, Science, and Technology High School, a CPS STEM school in Little Village. And our team is helping to provide membership, mentorship, and other support. We're working with the administration to help support project-based learning, as well as the Microsoft and Illinois Science and Technology Institute STEM Challenge. In particular, I'd like to thank Stacy Mansker-Young for her dedication to making this a successful partnership. Last Friday, I was also able to join the mayor and Andy Zob from World Business Chicago, as well as Brenna Berman from the City Tech Collaborative, to celebrate the launch of Connect Chicago Innovation Program. The first Innovation Program Grant Award winner was Isaka and Anita B. And the Isaka She Leads Tech program and Anita B are conducting a pilot training program that aims to close the opportunity gap and provide pathways for retention and advancement for women in the cybersecurity field. This is critically important. We are proud to support City Tech, Isaka, and Anita B as they conduct this pilot program. Cities are well situated to collectively advocate for digital equity rights and for our residents. And given the rate at which technology is changing and the scope of those changes, it's critical that government ensures that the work that we do is approached with equity, accessibility, and transparency in mind. Government must continue to focus on how we leverage technology to improve how we deliver services, to facilitate innovation, and to provide data and digital tools to help solve challenges in our communities. Cross-sector partnerships are critical to our ability to deliver these services, to proactively notify our residents when an issue will be addressed, the light will be fixed tomorrow, the officer is on the scene. We can work together to test new interventions to solutions, to improve air quality or prioritize investments in infrastructure. By collecting new data, sharing and analyzing that data, and leveraging machine learning and other technologies, we can build more responsive and transparent systems with our communities. We can build trust between government and our residents and improve the livability of our cities. In Chicago, we believe in and we demonstrate every day the power of these collaborations to expand and improve our ability to solve our challenges. And again, I thank all of you for your part in that important work and for allowing me to share with you some of our results today. Thank you.
Thank you. Wasn't that fantastic? Big round of applause. So I'm very honored, proud to be here today. I'm also a business owner. AR and Associates is a tech company, and I'm vice chair of CTA board, apart from being the newest member here. So thank you for your comments about the city working together, because it takes, a whole team to make it happen. And obviously, your department is doing so many great things. So once again, thank you very much. I do have a couple of questions. I guess people got scared and they didn't bring too many, so I only have, if Amanda's over here, so don't be afraid. But I do want to read off we've got, Amanda's gonna go get more. Okay, so this one comes from John Mick. And the question, and the affiliation is Baxter and Woodman. What's one thing that you and your team will work on in 2019 to most improve customer service via technology?
So a couple of things that we have in the pike. So I've mentioned a lot of the continued work we are doing on 311 in partnership with all of our departments. We are getting feedback from residents who are using the system now, and we continue to work with them to improve those interactions, and we think that will make a significant difference in customer service with the city. We'll also work on ways to make it easier to get support with those digital tools in 2019 so that we can ensure that our 311 call operators can focus on solving problems.
this is dear to my heart, but Brad Cohen, and the affiliation is A Spirit Tech. Does the city have a diversity supplier initiative?
Sorry. So yes, we do. And in fact, I think a number of the partners that I've indicated today are from, that worked with us on 311 and other initiatives are from minority and women-owned businesses. We do quite a bit of work with our local minority and women-owned businesses in the city of Chicago, and we do that in a couple of ways. We periodically put out requests for qualifications in different scope areas, such as application development or advanced analytics, information security, et cetera. And our businesses can submit their qualifications to become part of a pre-qualified pool of vendors that's then provided with the opportunity to bid on project-based work through task orders. So we do have a completely open RFQ that is upcoming, and then we will reopen our target market RFQ after that.
One more question. I get to read two more. Okay. Tanya Rosen, Crown Castle. What role will SG technology play in shaping Chicago's future as a smart city and global tech hub?
Sure. So 5G is obviously critically important to our ability to implement new smart city solutions, in particular things around mobility. We are excited about the deployments that we're already seeing of small cells across the city. We've got almost 900 of them that within the last year, I believe, that have been deployed, and the Department of Transportation continues to work on processing those things. But we do feel that it is critical to both enabling new mobility solutions and other technologies and improving consumer experience across the city as well. And we really look forward to seeing new technologies deployed in an equitable way across our city.
And this is from Jerry Rocco, Cisco. Can you share an aha moment as you collected and analyzed big city data?
So the aha moment when anyone talks about big data to me is that often it is not the big data that sometimes makes the biggest impact. Sometimes it is small data that makes a big impact. And so that was probably an early aha moment. For example, on our data portal, probably one of our most popular data sets is not that large. It is the salaries of all of the city employees who work.
That's great. Are we good? Let's give a big round of applause again. That was fantastic. Thank you so much.